Hey guys, Karen here with Debt Free Coalition and AskKaren.com. I just listened to something very exciting. I'm re-listening to the book by R. Nelson Nash, Becoming Your Own Banker, and this chapter was very interesting. So I'm going to share the chapter with you, and you let me know what you think. But it excites me the more I learn about the concepts and the processes of money that we weren't taught before, that definitely open your mind, open your life, open your options. So I'm going to listen to it again and share my listen with you and tell me what you think. Here we go.
Willie Suttons Law.
Now, you must face Willie Suttons Law. If you're a history or trivia buff, you'll remember Willie Sutton as a notorious bank robber. When asked why he robs banks, he said, "That's where they keep the money." Sounds reasonable enough. Why rob a place with no money? So Sutton's Law is formulated thusly: wherever wealth is accumulated, someone will try to steal it. Willie did not invent this activity. He was just a stellar practitioner of the art. The phenomenon has been with us since the beginning of time. Theft was the first labor-saving idea. Don't produce anything, just steal what someone else has produced. Question: who has the stickiest fingers in the world? If you answered the Internal Revenue Service, you go to the head of the class. If you don't learn how to defend yourself from these folks, they're going to eat your lunch. Friedrich Bastiat, a French economist and statesman who once wrote an essay entitled The Law in 1850, states it this way: see if the law takes what belongs to one person and gives it to another, to whom it does not belong. See if the law benefits one citizen at the expense of another, by doing what the citizen cannot do without committing a crime. It is legal plunder. Now, should you be the least bit effective in accumulating wealth, and I hope you will be, there will be an IRS agent at your mahogany door with his hand out, and you'd better give him what he asks for, because he can take the fancy door and everything behind it, even you. And Club Fed is not what it's cut out to be. There are no pleasant prisons. Willie Suttons Law is active. Government is not capable of producing anything. It gets all its sustenance from the productive element of society. Looking at it from a natural standpoint, government is a parasite. It lives off productive taxpayers. Our government is smarter. When they sense rebellion, they always resort to exceptions to the rule. They invented qualified pension plans, HR 10 plans, 401k plans, IRAs, and the like. I remind you, what caused this burden is the income tax law, which did not exist, as we know it, until 1913. Before then, our country had surpluses in the national budget, and the world got along very well. But after its adoption, the American public now noted it could vote itself a benefit through its representatives in Washington and send the bill to those mysterious rich people. Economic problems have always been best solved by people freely contracting with one another and with government limited to enforcing those contracts. Now here's how to drop out of the taxation loop: through the magnificent idea of dividend-paying whole life insurance. It's been around for more than 200 years. It has stood the test of time. It is not compulsory. It is not a government-sponsored idea. It preceded the income tax by nearly a century. It's private property, and only people who care about others who are dear to them participate. What a great group of people to associate with in business.
Willie Suttons Law. I never heard of him. I've heard of a lot of bank robbers, but I guess he was one of the most famous, notorious bank robber. And I love what he said when they asked him, why does he rob banks? That's where the money is. Made so much sense. But I had to think about it. When they asked who had the stickiest fingers in the world, even though on some level I knew what the answer was, it wasn't the first thing to come to my mind or my mouth. But when I heard the IRS, No doubt. I didn't know the government was not capable of creating anything. I didn't think about it that way. But then I thought about it again, and yes, they do. They create a lot of stress, a lot of anger, a lot of fear, anguish, debt for all of us, and a lot of division, especially lately. The government is a parasite. Never thought about it that way, but when it was said, it made so much sense. And I wonder, is there a vaccine for the government? That would be great. But you know what? You'd be surprised. There is a remedy to being stuck up, eyes wide open by our own government. Because they live off of the taxpayers, us. I don't know. Well, you know what I'm about to say right now. Read the book. There's so much juicy stuff in there that will change your outlook on finances and then change your life. It definitely changed my life. And everyone that I come in contact with that finally gets it and starts using it, they're just so excited. It's all they talk about once they realize it. But the first thing they always say is, it's too good to be true, but it's insurance. Been around over 200 years. Regulated by the government. So there's that. And then the next thing they say is, why didn't anybody tell me this before? Because I said it. But we all know we can't go back, but we can move forward. So if you need the book, I have it. But in the meantime, keep your money in your pocket, stay away from the IRS, and stay safe. Bye now.